What's good, YouTube? And welcome to Guard Dog being bought out for the DR4 version, the easy one to make disappear when there's a relatively new ultra rare sitting right here. I wonder what, 200 listings. Yeah, I wouldn't have touched that one either. This is completely ridiculous. It's because of the new Mimic archetype. It bumped up before with, I believe, Princess Prediction stuff actually giving this some viability in talks for a rogue deck. Then it calmed back down over time. You can see it was bought out at the dollar mark, not hard to disappear over time, and it's just been sitting here with the pulled listings now at 36 as people watch a ridiculous price. Now let's get into a real topic that is a doozy. There is no summer off season with Yu-Gi-Oh! WCQ is going to take place, then we're back immediately in July the 27th and then August 3rd and on. So we are actually going to see that late August ban list as well whenever it happens through a regional season. I don't know how ban list fears looming with a brand new set introduced with WCQ hype straight into Yu-Gi-Oh! Once again is going to be within the market all during reprint season. It's a storm of something to watch, really. So we could see dips and spikes and immediate things going crazy, and all the timing of it is going to be unprecedented. It really is, and it's gonna be something to watch. And with that, Infinite Forbidden info has definitely been a hot topic, with the two top cards being like the listings here on TCG Player, and then people saying, yeah, the Mulch Army, now there's the better one, which is pretty correct. In fact, Gamer's Choice still has theirs at 60, where you could use code What'sGood5 for 5% off and to support the channel directly, except I'd probably hold off. The next Mulch Army is definitely better overall for most formats, depending on deck building and Konami, etc. We never know what Konami is going to do, but for now, it definitely seems outshined by it. You can also activate multiple Mulch Armies per turn, which is where we knew others would go, but they actually sold out of engravers higher at one point. They started lower, and then they pushed up for their final quantities, trying to keep some in stock, and they still sold out, although they do have deck cores available, it looks like. So 106 and more sales than ever does show people's willingness to jump towards this, mayhaps even into banless season, going, you know what, Konami's not going to do a Bosch Pepe 2.0 where they ban things in just 3 weeks. If anything, they would be hitting stuff ahead of time, and Fiendsmith's still going to be great as an engine. We're speculating whenever we do talk Konami and ban list, but I do highly doubt they would be rarity bumping all of this to not try to sell it again at some point. So people are buying in, and my thoughts were that Fiendsmith Engraver would probably be 72 to 80 as the off-season started to culminate, got a little sleepy reprint seasons here, wait to see what ban list would happen, but now we have a timetable on that ban list, and the people are getting a bit more confident buying here. So it will be one where I don't really know where it's going to end up. My initial thought was 72 to 80. Now we have to wait to see versus estimated value pull chop-ups as the set gets even more popular, and people are paying really high on the sealed already. Crossout Designator did bump up a little with the Mulch Army announcement, but not a ton for the quarter century secret rare. You have tons of budget options, but this was my original call to be atop the set, and I don't think it got a lot of attention during the bunch of news that ended up dropping all a couple days in a row that had the community freaking out. So I will say, think about it, even with ban list fears, we have something here different in the TCG than the OCG, and if you're that scared of the Mulch Armies, this 25th is starting to look better and better, and it is starting to go up versus, you know, the 35 it was at. Now it's towards 38. I really do think this is probably poised to take the top of the set, and not to call myself clairvoyant or anything, I would not have expected another Mulch Army to be the reason that this would go up, but rather a format over time. A specific card coming out is a possibility, but I do think that this will be extremely sought after in its highest rarity by competitors, should it be that big of a deal. Blue Eyes got new support, and several Blue Eyes buyouts did happen. A little spike to the 25th Blue Eye Spirit Dragon, which we've seen being played in the combos. It was just, you know, around $6. Now it's around $8. Not the biggest increase, a couple bucks. But we also have Bingo Machine Go, infamously expensive over Yu-Gi-Oh's history. It's also in rarity too, and now it's towards $20. Very interesting, and as it's in full buyout mode. But but thanks to it being in Rarity Collection, there's tons of nice options available. There's the Plat Secret, you know, $2. Yeah, there's still plenty of nice versions for you to pick and choose from. But on the high-end Blue Eyes, couple are moving, like this Blue Eyes White Dragon Anniversary Pack, art by Kazuki Takahashi, and we see that a couple of them ended up selling near mint in that 85, 87 range, and now the lowest near mint is around 94. I've been looking at other versions of specifically Blue Eyes White Dragon. I don't know if that's actually going to be pulled up in this tab, but I was looking through, and some are stronger than they appear, right? Like, oh, look at this graph. It's been up over time. The graph is only a couple dollars movement. If you go out to a year, it's actually way down for this jump art, even though it's a pretty nice version. Yet 160, 170. Was it bought out recently? Not really. We saw some very cheap copies sold, probably foreign copies, I imagine. And then we do see some 130 sales here, but it's not like it's selling back to where it was at. So, interesting developments, and it just goes to show with these high-end Blue Eyes, a couple of them disappearing, like the Anniversary Pack one, can completely change the market on a platform that has such narrow amounts of sellers and cards and make it appear much stronger than it is. Terraforming is way up in price on every single version. They're all spiking. Like, look at this. Over the last 3 months, 25th. Now the lowest is, we have one seller at 130, but 0% feedback. Top rated seller at 140 before it's 165, and tons of sales rates up. But if you click on any Terraforming, it feels like for nicer versions, they're up. Here's the ultimate rare. We were talking about this going down when the 25th had spiked before. You can see that downward movement. Now it's just swooping back up, and I'm not sure the reason, so let me know in the comment section down below if you do. My Discord said they saw people on Reddit tearing this card up. I frequent the Reddit, and I personally didn't see that, so that's surprising. But I sincerely doubt that's the reason, because even the secret rares, so the smaller mid-max versions, are consistently up over time, and you can see it's just been increasing, but a lot more lately throughout this part of the year. So if every single version is going up, a couple people tearing up copies isn't going to do that for the mid-max. It has to be for a deck or something. So let me know in the comment section. Snatch Steel Quarter Century Secret Rare is on full buyout mode. You can see here, lowest is 48, then 50, then quickly up from there, and it has been selling at an upped rate. Not too long ago, it was around 30, 35, 38, and now you can see the sales are up there towards 50. So this is an interesting one for past formats. Whenever, you know, this got revealed in the set, I thought it was still banned at the moment. I completely boomered out, but it has plenty of applications in past formats, and it seems like people are going in on it. Now, another interesting thing is Dragon Master Magia. Despite all the Blue Eyes hype that just happened, a lot of people are thinking, when this deck gets here, they're going to sell us another version. Who knows if they will or won't, but this card has fallen back towards around its original pre-hype price of $550-ish, $560-ish. So it's trying to sit at a line in the sand where it once sat. It's been a roller coaster to actually watch this card. As you can see, it's been all over the place. It's a very rare card, but I have a sneaking suspicion that with them announcing that Blue Eyes stuff, they're either really going to try to play into the hype of this card or give us a version that is accessed for all. We'll have to wait and see. My hopium would be that everybody has a version, but if they don't, that is such a dirty move, and this product will probably end up moving like crazy. You're gambling either way you play it and speculating on what Konami will do either way you play it, though. Evenly matched quarter century secret rare is interesting because we had a recent dip and then an immediate spike back up, and my Discord noticed that several cards have this trend of people selling these super cheap, maybe scared of the upcoming off-season that's now not happening, / the meta changing from info being introduced, but it popped right back up. So it's interesting to see multiple cards do this. Called by the Grave also had something similar. Look at this, 30s, 35. So if you were watching, maybe you got in on some of these cheaper deals, but they immediately shot back up in price. So it shows independent sellers can greatly make these blips on the market just on decisions of, yeah, it's time to be out, WCQ season, show's over, and then Konami throws a curveball and we're right back into regional season. For past formats, secret rare breakers are going a bit wild. Speed Duel included has really spiked on up. It's about doubled for the lowest-ish listings here, and it's sold out at the 10 with one sale light play at 24. But yeah, mostly sold out at 10. We'll see where it ends up landing. And I noticed that every version of Card Trooper is actually up a little. I'm being told this is for Edison specifically, but it is interesting to kind of click and see, ooh, collector rare, low on quantities, up in price. One of my favorite formats is Troop Dupe Scoop. It's my only non-samurai top, and I'm fond of it. So I was peeking in the Speed Duel one for that extra Speed Duel quality on secret rare, and swoop, it's up a little bit. $2 isn't alarming, but I wish I got them at $1 a piece, right? So I probably want to make both sides a Troop Dupe Scoop match. There's the other secret rare, also spiked right up here, so seems like a bit of a tension there. And then also, this card hung on for so long and was worth more than it should have been, in my opinion. It just wasn't getting those results, but check out the graph. It was around 16 to 18 for Lightsworn Dragonling, and then this last month, finally, complete fall off. You can see it was still 16 beginning of the month. It is now under half of that at 7 to 8, as people look at the next set and be like, yeah, I don't think this is gonna have that much of a chance. So if you've been waiting for this card, it might fall even further during the new set being out and people looking at that, despite a reprint not really being on the horizon. Be aware, some of these cards completely falling out of Legacy of Destruction. Like I pointed out before, the Shining Sarcophagus Quarter Century secret rare completely fell out, despite really this has some collectability to it. So we're in an interesting time of the market where if you've been waiting to get some stuff, it's also a nice time to be picking it up. I did another video on cards I'd be picking up during the off season, but again, the off season's not there. Never speculate with Konami, despite a track record. Thanks for watching today's video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you do enjoy these conversations. I try to go more in depth with each card now, and I really do think we're in such a crazy time for the market this next month. It is going to be very wild.